Hey everybody, it's Bobo the Vulture. It's time for more Let's Play Extreme Warfare Revenge. We're going to continue with all the normal buttons and do all that stuff. Now last month we lost a small amount of money. Or wait, did we? No, we just barely made money, but I guess we didn't. Our worker costs. Our worker costs were actually slightly less than they usually would be. And I did go ahead and sign Jaguar to be an upper mid-card tweener because this guy is going to be good, and he's going to defeat the monsters. His finisher is a frog splash. Okay, that's cool. Now, I don't believe there were big changes to, and that gives us 19 workers on the roster. Okay. I thought about hiring a manager named Ms. Vanessa, but I might just wait and see whether or not we can do that once we start having people under written contract. I can lock her down for a long-term contract and a good rate. Let's see. Our top draw is Miss Tennille, so she should be the focus of our shows. So our top draw is our babyface manager. Meanwhile, Phil Woods is slowly working his way up. He is British, so that's something to bear in mind, folks. So everybody loves seeing Miss Tennille, and her finisher is dictation. Anyways, okay. Let's see. It was 19 workers. There's nothing else that we need to do right now other than the fact that we need to survive this slump the industry is in. And Halloween Havoc is when? The 27th. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. And now we let the game sort of load itself. Go load yourself, game. That's right. I just told the game to go load itself. What is it gonna do? Nothing other than load the days as they go by. So, guess it's good that I discovered this little trick, because for these shows where you're only doing one show a month, these sort of going through the days, and bear in mind, folks, these days are loading pretty quickly. In previous iterations of this, well, not previous iterations of this program, but, you know, when it was newer, this loading would take a lot longer because obviously you're not using the same kinds of processors. The um, the transfer rate of memory at that point in time was slower. There were all kinds of little bits and pieces and factors operating. Well, actually, operating systems are probably running more efficiently. I don't even know. They certainly were smaller. Um, but yeah, this bunch of basically just a bunch of figures that sort of all just get put into a big old algorithm and spat back out for wrestling entertainment that was slightly more taxing to an older computer, so these loading screens would all take a little bit longer. I mean, as it is right now, they all take, what, about maybe 3-4 seconds? But, you know. Oh, let's go back. Didn't mean to actually start booking Halloween Havoc yet. So, oh, let's look at the meeting first. We have 18 workers on the roster. We lost somebody, I think. Yep, we lost somebody. Who did we lose, folks? Place your bets now. Leave your timestamp. Everybody guess. We had people. I've had some people playing the Guess Who game so far in the comments, and that's been fun. I don't know whether anybody has gotten it, so actually fair play to you because that means that you're not cheating and looking. Um, but definitely guessed. They've all been good guesses. It's not like, oh, well, I mean, obviously this guy hasn't debuted and has an overness of 5. They're probably not going to be the one to get snatched up. But let's go through the email here and look. Malice. Shank Dorsey. Alright. NWAW Fallen. The owner, Fat Frank Idavias, quit. Rob Feinstein has taken control. Boss Man is gone, so is Kaz Hayashi, Scotty Riggs, Brian Clark. Of course, all these people all probably get picked up again, but they'll get picked up using different, yeah, like now they're all going to be under open contract. Oh, Taka Michinoku is going to work for them. NWAW signed independent worker Miss Tennille. So it was Miss Tennille, folks. Miss Tennille got signed away to a written contract. Huey Guerrera, Harry Smith, Phil Wood, Stevie Mills, Chris Hero. So all the rest of the stuff is going to be somewhat less important, but alright, now actually I'm kind of curious. Who is it that ended up signing Miss Tennille? NWAW. That was one of the things that they did. Alright. Curiosity. NWAW, what's your story? NWA Wildside. Likes to build around technical wrestlers. Like Miss Tennille. She's a manager with girl power. Oh, and it won't even give me the, okay, worker relationships. I think we just looked at her worker relationships, didn't we? We did. Let's go back. I want to go to the other workers. There's 2 things I want to do, obviously. One of them is look at NWAW here. Go. Check with Miss Tennille. See what the profile is. She's seen as being a reasonably good manager. No, I'm going to drop out of this bidding war. But, so that was fun. Let's, now, let's go back down to, and get somebody with a minimum charisma of 80. And here you go. We have Dr. Hertz, Aaron Bray, and Ms. Vanessa. She's well liked and respected. She would work for 9 grand as face manager. Miss Vanessa wants to work as a heel manager, but we're going to make her work as a face manager. Actually, let's see, what are her attributes? She does not have the superstar look. She has the superstar look, but she's still more charismatic. Erin Bray is very over. That's interesting. Either of these would be a solid choice, but I'm just going for straight up charisma here, so let's go into the contract negotiations. She wants to be a face manager. I don't see a problem. Well, if she wants to be a heel manager, I'm going to ask her to be a face. And there you go. Business done. Mischief managed. Erin Bray, also a potential manager for the future if we need another manager. So, Ms. Vanessa, what is your story? You do not have a gimmick at this point, so okay. But let's go ahead and find all of our faces that need management. Jet Jaguar needs no management. Takamura sure does. Notes he is not currently out with Pro Wrestling Noah right now, or at least it doesn't say that he is. Marcos, your morale is 33. Do you want to go? Marcos does not want to negotiate. I do not feel like it is wise for me to leave when the market's in such a poor state. Formally rejects my offer of release. Doesn't want to negotiate either, though. So, I guess you can continue to hang out. Robert Thompson is a tweener. Sanjay Dutt. You're going to be hanging out with Miss Vanessa. Striker, you're going to be hanging out with Miss Vanessa. Todd, the sixth one. How long until you're out for another month? Okay. You're not looking as good as you once did. Oh well. Hopefully that will improve once you get back out there. So there we go. That should be. Oh, there's no maximum charisma. Alright, well, never mind. Think we got everybody. So, that has not interfered in any of our feuds. Keep developing this. It's getting interesting. Probably will be ready to be done at the end of this month. This one still has a little bit more boiling to do. And what else was I going to check? Oh, Japan, right. Pro Wrestling Noah. Okay, so yeah, we've got until December. So we have a few months with little Nate hanging out with us. So that's very beneficial. So let's go ahead and start this the old-fashioned way. Single worker with manager. It's going to be Phil Woods for Axel Law, and they are going to be talking some smack about... Where is he? Little Nate. For purposes of their feud. And actually, let me see, debuts. Who needs to be debuted? Jet Jaguar, Miss Vanessa, and Striker. Miss Vanessa has to be the debut this month. Clearly. We can't have our faces going out there without managers. They're terrible. They don't know how to they don't really know how to control a crowd. They know how to put on a good match, and I would rather have that. But let's take a look here. Quick roster. Who's not available right now? Just Striker. Just Striker being out with injury. And the feuds right now, Axel versus Little Nate is the one. But I tell you what, I'm going to get a little spendy here. We're going to have a match. We're going to have a tag team match. It is going to be Axel Law and Deranged versus Little Nate and Dunn. There is no title on the line, and the result will be Axel Law being the winner and Little Nate being the loser. It is going to be through... Kind of wish you could do it through opponents cheating. But it's going to be by cheating, yes. And the aftermath will be... Let's make it a brawl to the back this time. It's going to be all four guys, four pure brawl. It's going to be amazing. This is going to be to continue that feud. Well, to continue all their feuds. Hopefully continue all their feuds. I don't know that it will count toward continuing all their feuds. Now then, let's have another interview here. It will be a single worker with manager. It is going to be Miss Vanessa with Lil Nate. And they are going to be retaliating to the comments made by Axel Law. And that purpose is going to be to continue that feud. We're going to do an interview here. It is going to be an interview with Dunn. And he is obviously going to be talking about Deranged for purposes of their feud. And let's see. And the segment right before will also be an interview, single worker with manager. It is going to be Phil Woods with Deranged, and they're going to be talking about Dunn. For feud styles, now then, have a lot of other good workers in here. Ms. Vanessa doesn't have good stats, but she does have balanced stats with at least some skill in all abilities, so that's pretty amazing, right? Let's get Trent Baker into a match. Let's get Trent Baker into a match with somebody who could really put him through his paces. Takamura could do that. Takamura, probably our best bet in that respect. Yeah, let's put Trent Baker and Takamura in a match. It's a one-on-one match, single styles. Trent Baker versus Katsushi Takamura. And Kung Fu Master Katsushi Takamura is going to continue his winning ways here in VCW. And there's nothing special going to happen after this match. It's just a good match. Just a high quality, good old fashioned doodad. They're putting on a good match. Look at them there. Look at them yo-yos. That's the way you do it. So, apparently Deranged and Lazarus, neither of those two clicked with Corey Castle. Though he's happy enough. How about we go ahead and put Dysfunction in a match with maybe Jason Sugarman. Not Corcast, not Lazarus. Court Castle and Jarrell Clark, maybe? Now I do kind of feel obligated to find a match. A matchup for Corey Castle. Jarrell Clark versus Corey Castle. Nothing like that going on. This is going to be a win for Jarrell Clark. Jarrell Clark is going to win. Regular. And there's no aftermath to this. It is just a good match. We're just putting on a good match here. Now, eventually, folks, once I start having more than one show a month, I'll probably start having a lot more feuds. And once that happens, I'll probably end up having like one person in every feud, like one person in a feud involved in pretty much every match, so people will at least be paying attention to that guy. And there'll always be the possibility for things like run-ins. Anyways, for now though, let's figure out what our last match here is going to be. I was thinking about giving Dysfunction a spin, although let's take a look at everybody's. Jet Jaguar is not all the way happy yet. Ms. Vanessa's not all the way happy yet either. Sanjay Dutt, apparently. I guess we haven't had him in a lot of matches lately. What would a match between Sanjay Dutt and Dysfunction look like? Probably wouldn't be the greatest match in the world, but you never know until you try, right? And honestly, I feel like somebody mentioned it earlier. Pretty much any match that Sanjay Dutt touches turns to gold. So let's see how these two do. I'm going to give this one to Deranged. Now, let's give it to Sanjay. Sanjay Dutt cleanly. The aftermath, there's no aftermath. We're just having a good match. And here we go. Let's have an angle here. A debut angle. Manager, debuted by wrestler. A worker introduces their debuting manager. Excellent. Who is the most charismatic face that we have working tonight? It's not Katsushi Takamura. Might be Lil Nate. It is Lil Nate. Okay. Angle. Honestly, I think I must have skipped over this when I first was trying to debut. Yeah. So let's see. The client, Lil Nate. There we go. Yeah, I must have lost that when I was trying to debut Phil Woods. Would have been good to have, but what are you going to do? Now then, that's a good card, a full card. Let's go ahead and start the show. Ms. Vanessa gained overness. Lil Nate comes out and announces that he's decided it's time that he had a manager. Out of the back comes Ms. Vanessa, apparently making her debut as the new manager of Lil Nate. Phil Woods is backstage. Yeah, I mean, he's gaining overness, so as time goes by, those segments are going to improve. Sorry, folks. Strange versus Sanjay Dutt. Yeah, that was a good match, but there wasn't a whole lot of. There was a moderate crowd reaction too, so that got a 62% rating. That's not bad. Miss Vanessa gained overness from this segment. Again, talking with Lil Nate, and the overall rating shot up pretty fast. So nice. Sherelle Clark again losing overness because of his weak gimmick, although I think I found Corey Castle's ideal dance partner, 85% match quality. Crowd reaction of 42 still leaves them with an overall rating of 63%. Dunn's backstage, doing kind of snoozer interview segment. Trent Baker versus Katsushi Takamura. It's not a bad match, 75%. 41% crowd reaction. The crowds are getting a little bit hotter, at least in this show, than they had been in the past couple months. Overall rating of 58. Still not great, but Phil Woods and Deranged both gained overness from this segment. 65% overall rating, so Phil Woods can put in a decent performance when he needs to. And the big tag team match, crowd reaction is still only 47%. 73% match quality for an overall rating of 60. Axel Law gets the roll up and grabs a handful of See, that's not what I had in mind when I had a tag team match concluding with cheating. Was not one of the two participants on his own grabs the tights for a pin. But brawl to the back. That'll build up some tension. Overall rating, show rating of 60%, so back in the 60 range for that. That was good. First, Jarrell Clark and Corey Castle, sure enough. Not Cork Castle. There are castles in Cork, I'm sure. In the county somewhere? Yeah, probably a couple. But that's not what we're talking about right here, right now. Right here, right now. So Miss Vanessa's overness slowly gaining some steam. Where's Phil Woods at this point? 28. Yeah, see, takes a long time for these managers to get warmed up. Although Phil Woods started with an overness of like 5, so that's fair. Now, the rest of the month, what has happened? Alright, let's delete all of yon mail. And, ooh, we got up to 83% from that show, so we're getting pretty close to being a cult level promotion, which will be nice. All right, this is 4th consecutive month that our public image has risen. Like to hear that. ROH fell to national level. Well, that's too bad. Steve Stone. Remember Steve Stone? Wait, Steve Stone has open contracts now? Alright, we have Larry Duncan has 3 months left on his contract. Rox Press, Demon Base, Lionel Hutz Services, Phoenix Ashes. Jesus, okay, a bunch of sponsorship deals are ending right now. Our sponsorship deal with Mighty Mints has now ended. Alright, so wanted to check something here about Steve Stone. This was a guy that we built up to greatness. He's known to be easy to work with. Steve Stone got real big for his britches real fast. He now wants 19 grand instead of the, what, 8, 9 grand we were paying him. And his charisma's still shit. So is his brawl ability and his technical ability, honestly. I mean, he's a fine wrestler. I don't mean to denigrate too much, other than the fact that I just did. Now then, let's check out interested sponsors, because we need a new sponsor. Demon Base, 15 grand. Grand Hotel. South of McMars Bars. Mighty Mints. It's pretty much got to be Mighty Mints again. Let's offer Mighty Mints a minor sponsorship. They accept the deal. Now, how much longer on... it's not much longer on Anya's mints. Or Anya's weddings. And then half a year on both of these. So, okay. Let's hit back here. We look forward to working with you, as we have already been. So yeah, how long is that contract now? Now that's 10 months. Guess they liked what we've been doing. Oh yeah, let's go back now and see how Striker looking. That torn bicep really does seem to have hurt his overall abilities. Oof. Well, we'll have that to think about. Also, out of curiosity, now that I'm doing all this, minimum charisma 80. It is still Dr. Hertz and Aaron Bray. Just checking. See whether or not there were any more. What are your attributes? You don't have any attributes. What the heck, man? But let's go to the internet. The internet's fun, right, guys? Ika Italoa. And SWF might be too extreme. You guys know the game 2 Extreme? Oh, Spiffy Sean Styles is now working for ROH. Ugh, disco. Gary Steele could be head to the top. He's one of the Steele brothers, isn't he? rising stars like London Lothario, Alyssa Fargo, and Hector Ross. Alright, I'm curious. Who's this Alyssa Fargo? Good brawling skill. Oh, I can't remember the other one. It was someone Fargo? Some Fargo person. Amy action. Amy will be seeing action. Angel Dust. Diamond Dust. Angela. And Angus. The Irish Soccer Hooligans with Seamus. Seamus and Angus. Okay. This guy's a real solid brawler. And technical wrestler. Superstar heavyweight dude. Ash is part of the new breed. He's got relatively decent speed skill. Oh, this is Ash Parker person. He is the famouser. Someone to bear in mind. Does seem to be that, Austin Aries. Oh, Austin Aries is not as talented a star as I might expect. But, you know. Hey, Barry Horowitz is down here. Awesome. Horowitzer, he has been criticized for being lazy in the ring. Well, I mean, look at the man's skills. He would want to be a main event heel. Barry Horowitz. Barry Horowitz is a jobber, folks. He's a WWF jobber. Well, he was. In his day. Guys like him and the Brooklyn Brawler were the ones out there to make the top guys look good. Striker to debut soon. Margo's to walk out. Jet Jaguar to debut soon. Yeah. Wrestling slump. Juvi Guerrera in trouble. NWA TNA. Run by Jared Jarrett. Two of their most key assets are Shark Boy, the most talented performer, and Jeff Jarrett, who is the most talented, or the most bangable star in terms of drawing power. There you go. 5 oldest active wrestlers: Terry Funk, Ric Flair, Greg Valentine, who is about to retire, Vinnie Mac, and Bruce Hart. Okay, right. Bret Hart already did retire, I think, but Bruce, I guess, is one of his brothers, still out there. Who's the best all-rounder? Chris Jericho. They love Chris Jericho in this game, man. What would happen if he got a bicep tear? Goldberg. Michael Reigns. Who is a good manager? Chief amongst them, Aaron Bray. She's working a split personality gimmick on the indie scene. I could see her being a good manager. I'm gonna stick by my choice of Ms. Vanessa though. Also Sherry Bob, prime of her career. Free agent doing a girl next door gimmick. These debuts are going to do things for us. Today's subject, who are the best speed guys? We have a lot of really talented speed wrestlers. Sanjay Dutt, Lazarus Strange, Jet Jaguar's up there, Dysfunction, Nature, Clark, Corey Castle, and Katsushi Takamura. It's good to report we have no injuries right now, finally. Jarrell Clark and Axel Law. Filler text. Slim J. Would Slim J be like Slim Jim? There's Secretary Tiffany. Now, Slim J. It's a pretty talented dude. Miracle Slim Jammer as a finisher. Does he know anybody? He's friends with Scott Cage and Boyce LeGrand, whoever they are. And he does high spots. And he wants 26 grand. No. No. Come on. Okay, let's try and figure. Let's stop and think for a moment. Oh, I wanted to look at the feuds. I knew there was something else I wanted to do before I signed off here. Time to end this one with a gimmick match. Giving Axel Law the win at this stage would give him a huge lift, but seriously dent the popularity of Lil Nate. It's true. When you let them get very unbalanced, as I have done, that is what happens. Although, let's see, November. I am going to have to finish the Axel Law versus Lil Nate feud for. I could finish them both in the same show. I might do that. But it seems like both of these feuds have been built up enough that they deserve their own slot. Yeah, let's go to. I'll do one more thing here. I'll go ahead and send out promo tapes. I don't know that it will really matter to anything. Let's send them to the local network and go back. There you go, folks. That should do it for us right now. When we come back next time, we will figure out, well, we're going to have a feud to end, maybe two. Till then, though, this is Bo the Vulture. This has been Let's Play Extreme Warfare Revenge. I want to thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see all of you next time. Bye for now.